Happy Hippy Vinyl Guy wants to know my 10 desires. Hi, welcome to Garage Geek. So this is a contest entry for the Happy Hippy Vinyl Guy. He's trying to reach 1K subs, and he's so close. So jump on this thread. Go ahead and sub to him. I'm new to his channel. I'm new to everybody's channel, but so many people respect everything that he's done and contributed to the vinyl community. So yeah, go ahead, check out his channel. I'll post the original video link in my description. Okay, so you have to, for this challenge, you have to have 10 vinyl desires for 2023, but number 10 is a little bit dark, and I'm going to talk about that one near the end of my video, but I will not rant. I'm also going to be breaking the rules left, right, and center, so I expect to be eliminated just because I don't stick to the rules. But you know what? Again, like I stated before, I don't enter these contests to win. I enter these contests to rule. My number 10 desire, Deutsche Gramophone. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. They're, sorry to be patronizing, but they're a German classical music label. And they put out a box set of Leonard Bernstein's Mahler. Now, Bernstein's Mahler is what I listened to when I started listening to Mahler. So his recordings are the ones that I'm most familiar with. All the art on the recordings are these beautiful Art Deco. I would love to have these, and you would think, oh, classical music records, a dime a dozen, you can find them anywhere. Nope, these things go for hundreds of dollars. So this is a reprinted box set, and I would love to have this box set just to display all that beautiful Art Deco art that is on the cover. Plus the recordings are gorgeous, but the box set comes in at $200 to $300. And I know I'm going to be kicking myself because if I don't get this box set now, it's going to go out of print, and then it's going to cost $1,000, and I will never in my life own it. And that's going to lead me into my number 2. So Enigma put out, or their record company put out or reissued all of their recordings in a box set and individually, and each one is colored vinyl, and each cover is die cut. So when you pull the albums out of the sleeves, right, you can see that the words, they're die cut, and the number. And even the originals were all colored vinyl. Each one was a different color. And I so regret not getting them. So now they are readily available, each one for like $25 to $30. But they're not colored vinyl. And the color of the vinyl would show through here. Like they were like the best colors too. There was like this hot pink and neon orange, and just each one had a different amazing color. And I'm kicking myself. I should have just bought that box set and would have been happy with it. I didn't. I'm too cheap. And now I regret it. So for 2023, I would like to hunt down the colored vinyl versions. I have bought 2 of the black vinyl versions. I still need to get 5 or 6 more of them, but I would prefer to buy the colored versions. I think I have 1 of the colored vinyl versions. Number 3. So here's where I'm going to depart. So I don't just talk about vinyl. I don't have 10 vinyl wishes for the upcoming year. So I'm going to talk about books and comics. I've been working on getting older, decent copies of comics. For example, these, 20 cents and under. Now, these comics are not in mint condition, and I'm especially trying to get the Del Key comics, a lot of them. They're not in mint condition, and I'm okay with that because when I put them in my life, they look great. And if I want a mint copy, I have collected editions that contain a lot of these comics, and I can look at pristine versions of them. I just like having this art. And look, if you really look at it, you're going to see that it's all beat up along the side. It's bent, it's creased. This all takes away from the value, like you could see. But when you look at it as a piece of art, this is okay for me. I don't need pristine. And so for me, like a mint copy of a comic, let's say $100. Well, a beat up copy like this might drop down to 10 or 15. And I'm okay with that. Number 4. So I've been recently reading John Milton's Paradise Lost, and I've also read The Marriage of Heaven and Hell by Blake. And both of these were basically because of things that came up in the vinyl community, right? Vinyl community led me to books. And so since I'm starting to read more of the classic poetry that I never got to, I want to continue that. I have The Fairy Queen by Edmund Spenser. It's like about that thick. I started it once and never finished it. So as soon as I'm done with this one, I'd like to jump into that. I would like to get to some of the classic epics like Orlando Furioso and Jerusalem Liberata. I would like to get to these, and I would like to kind of just force myself to stay on to them, because I love these things, but the problem is the time. You gotta put a lot of time into that, and I don't mind doing that, but there are so many distractions, right? So I gotta really like force myself to stick to that. In 2022, I made great inroads on my Universal Monsters Horror VHS and my Universal Monsters Horror DVDs. So I would like to continue that. I would like to continue curating and getting more in both of these collections. So in 2022, I started reading both of these, Sandman and Transmetropolitan. Each one has 5 volumes, but it's so slow going, not because they're boring or bad. It's just, again, reading. I mean, I have so many distractions like YouTube, which I love, watching movies, watching shows. All of these take away from, frankly, the very limited time that I have after work. And so I really need to, force myself to get through these. And in 2023, I want to be done with Transmetropolitan, all 5 volumes, and all 5 volumes of Sandman. In 2022, I started collecting this Penguin series of hardbound books. They're called Penguin Vitae. Now, I already collect some of the cloth bound, but this is a new set, and I would like to continue getting more. I have 4 in this series right now, so you can see if that's going to be upside down or not. Anyways, there they are. So I would like to continue getting more in this series, and not only getting them, reading them. Number 8. I've been catching up on my runs of Daredevil, so I bought the omnibus of Daredevil by Charles Soule, and I read that. It was great. And so I've also read the more modern version of Daredevil. Pretty much, I'm a little bit behind. And that one is by, I can't remember the writer, but he's so good. And so the writing has been excellent on the current Daredevil run. But I missed out on this run of Daredevil by Mark Waid. And everything seems to be out of print. I don't really want to buy the omnibus. I think there might be 2 of them, the omnibuy. I just don't like omnibuy. If I have to buy them, I will, but I prefer the complete collection. These individual books are okay. You get a lot more cover art that way, but then you have to end up buying a whole bunch of them, and I don't particularly like that. But I have copies 1 and 2, and these actually go for a lot of money too. Like, for some reason, this run costs a lot of money to collect, and I would just like to have a collected edition so that I could read it and enjoy it, and obviously have it. So earlier in my video, I talked about how I've been collecting these VHS tapes, and I also have a small collection of 8-tracks. It's actually not that small. And when I was cleaning up my room, I needed more space, so I unhooked my VHS and my 8-track player, and I regret that because I like popping in a VHS tape now and then, and I love listening to these. In fact, I'm going to make a video about this, and I need to have my 8-track tape set up so that I can do that. So yes, in 2023, at some point, I need to hook up my VHS and my 8-track to my stereo system, both of them. so that I can enjoy these whenever I have the hankering. Okay, now we get to number 10. So number 10 for me is very, very tricky. Happy Hippy, the final guy, he's like, don't even worry about it. It's all in fun, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry. And he's absolutely right. I don't know why I'm getting hung up on this. So basically, we have to pick someone who's alive that's a musician and sacrifice that person so that another person who has died can come back. And again, I know it's silly fun, but I'm going to abstain. I do not want to do this. I could go into why and that, but I don't think you're probably that interested anyway. So I'm just gonna say, Happy Hippy Vinyl Guy. I'm probably going to be excluded anyway because I didn't stick to vinyl. I want to abstain from this last question. But I do hope that you enjoyed my video. If there's anything that I mentioned or talked about that triggers something that you would like to pursue in 2023, I'd love to hear about that in the comments. If there's something I mentioned that you'd be like, I don't even know why you would want that, I'd love to hear about that as well in the comments. So thank you again for watching, and thank you for your support. And let's hope that Happy Hippy the Vinyl Guy makes it to 1K subscribers soon.